Good afternoon. We would first and foremost acknowledge that we are on the unceded traditional territories of the Algonquin people, who have inhabited these lands since time immemorial. I would like to welcome you to Beechwood Cemetery, the National Military Cemetery of Canada. My name is Nick McCarthy. I'm the Director of Marketing, Communications, and Community Outreach, and I will also be emceeing this plaque unveiling. I would like to welcome officially Her Royal Highness Princess Margriet of the Netherlands, Professor Peter van Vollenhoven, Ambassador Ines Coppolaus, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, the Honourable Morne Cloutier, President of the Treasury Board and our MP here in Ottawa, Vanier, General Wayne Ayres, Chief of the Defence Staff, again thank you for joining us, Mr. Andy Roy, the President of Beechwood Cemetery, and Mr. and Mrs. Donald and Sharon Foulkes, the nephew of General Foulkes, who will be unveiling the plaque for today. As we stand here, this unveiling of this plaque has been several years in the making. The Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Canada and Beechwood Cemetery have long waited for this day. Having been delayed for nearly 2 years by a global pandemic, although the global pandemic limited our actions, we still held our annual Dutch Remembrance Ceremony every year on May 4th to coincide with the ceremony in the Netherlands. Today, however, we are here to honor the legacy and the history of the Canadian General Charles Foulkes in this very intimate ceremony. A little less intimate than we had thought. General Foulkes holds a very special place in the history of the Netherlands. A brutal German occupation starting in May of 1940 was followed by years of suffering, hard-fought military campaign, and cost the lives of thousands of civilians and Allied soldiers. Field Marshal Sir Bernard Montgomery accepted the unconditional surrender of the German forces in the Netherlands in May 4th, 1945. As we all know, the Canadian forces played a heavy role in the liberation of the Netherlands. On May 5th, Canadian General Charles Foulkes summoned Blastovich to the Hotel de World to discuss the surrender of the German forces in the Netherlands. His Royal Highness Princess Bernard acted as Commander-in-Chief of the Dutch Interior Forces, attended the meeting. Blastovich agreed to all the proposal by Charles Foulkes. However, nowhere in the building, as the story goes, nowhere in the entire town could a typewriter be found. Thus, the surrender documents could not be typed. With this commitment, the next day, on May 6th, both parties returned in the presence of both General Foulkes and His Royal Highness Prince Bernard, and Blastovich signed the document. With those simple signatures, the people of the Netherlands were liberated, and a 77-year friendship was formed and continued to flourish, much like the tulips that we see behind us. Since the liberation, the people of the Netherlands have honored General Foulkes and kept his memory alive. Today, it is our turn in Canada to honor this great general and unveil one of Beechwood's great Canadian plaques. So I would like to invite Her Royal Highness Princess Margriet, accompanied by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, to unveil the plaque, and please remain standing afterwards for the good pictures. Your Royal Highness. The plaque reads, Born in England, Foulkes joined the Canadian military after university, proving himself by leading his divisions through the Normandy campaign, and in November 1944 was promoted to General Officer Commander of the 1st Canadian Corps in Italy. On May 5th, 1945, Foulkes summoned German General Johannes Blastovich to the Hotel de World to discuss the surrender of the German forces in the Netherlands. In 1951, he became the first ever Canadian to be appointed Chairman of the Chiefs of Staff, and in 1968, a Companion to the Order of Canada. Before we transition to the second part of this ceremony, I'd like to share the farewell sign posted on behalf of General Harry Criar to all the troops leaving the Netherlands in 1945. General Criar happens to be buried one grave over from General Foulkes. You go back with your share of the magnificent reputation earned by Canadians in every operation in which you have participated in this war. A fine reputation is a possession beyond price. Maintain it for the sake of all of us, past and present, in the days ahead. I know that you will get a great welcome on your return. See it that those Canadian units and drafts, which follow after you, get just as good a welcome home when they are also back. Good luck to each and every one of you, and thank you for everything. On this day, we hope that we provide this great welcome home to all forces, both Canadian and Dutch, and ensure that we thank them for their sacrifice in the name of our common values and our common goals. Again, lest we forget.